Hello, today we'll be installing Flutter for both Windows and Mac OS. What's Flutter? Flutter is a UI toolkit built by Google that allows you to build beautiful applications for mobile, web, and desktop from a single piece of code. So let's get started. First we'll search Flutter and we'll go to flutter.dev. We'll press Docs, Get Started, and Windows. So the first thing we'll do is download the Flutter SDK. Great! Our SDK is finished downloading. So we'll press on the arrow and press Show in Folder. That should bring up our Downloads folder. Now place the zip file where you want to store your Flutter. In my case, I chose to put it in my Documents folder, but you could put it anywhere you want. So now that it's here, we have to first unzip it. So use whatever uncompressing program you have. I happen to have 7-zip. So we'll press Extract to. Okay, great. We finished unzipping. So you can delete the zip file. And now go into the folder that we just unzipped. And I'm actually going to drag this folder back out and delete this folder as it's now empty. So if we double click our Flutter folder, this has all the files for the Flutter SDK. And we want to be able to run Flutter commands from our command line from anywhere. So now let's add the path to our Windows command line. So we'll press the search bar and we'll type env. Then press the one that says Edit Environmental Variables for your account. Then we go to the variable that says path, and we'll press Edit. Then we'll press New, and then we will come into here, Flutter bin, click the address bar on top, copy it, press New, paste, and press Enter. Now just press OK and OK. Okay, great. So now we can check if we have Flutter installed in our command line. So let's press the search, type in cmd, open up the command prompt. And just to test if we have Flutter, let's just write Flutter. And if it's installed correctly, we'll see that it says it recognizes our Flutter input, and it'll tell us all the commands we can do through the command line for Flutter. Okay, so now we're going to run Flutter Doctor, and what that's going to do is tell us what else we need for the Flutter setup. To do that, first let's go to the Flutter directory, which is just the Flutter folder, not the bin folder, and let's copy the address. So copy, and let's type it into our command prompt. First we'll type the command cd, which means change directory, and then we will paste the Flutter directory. So what this will do is move our command prompt to that folder. And now we will type in the command Flutter Doctor. If all went well, it'll let us know what we need for Flutter. Okay, perfect. Flutter Doctor finished, and we can see some red X's here. So what Flutter Doctor is trying to tell us is that we don't have Android Studio installed and we don't have the Android SDK installed. If you have them installed already and you see green check marks, then that's great. You can skip a step. But right now we'll be downloading Android Studio. So let's go back to Google And let's search up Android Studio. Download Android Studio, the official Android IDE is the first link. I'll be placing the links in the description as well. And we'll download Android Studio. Read this and you can agree and download. Okay, so our download just finished. It might take a few minutes to complete the download. Once you're ready, press show in folder and we can minimize Google Chrome, and we can also close out of our command prompt, and now we can run the installer. Click run. We can close out of the downloads folder and begin the installation process. Yes, allow it to make changes to your device. It's okay, Google won't do anything to you. Press next, and we want to install both of them. Press next, press next, press install, and this might take a few minutes. Okay, I've just completed the installation. It's prompting me to press next, so I'll press next. And it says completing Android Studio setup, start Android Studio. Yeah, let's start it. Press finish, and now we'll launch Android Studio for the first time. Okay, you will not see this on your screen. I have this because I had an older version of Android Studio already installed on my computer. And I'll save those configuration files. And I'll delete these directories. You won't see this unless you've had an older version of Android Studio installed already. Okay, so it's saying we're missing the Android SDK. So we'll press next and we'll download the Android SDK, and we'll put it in this folder. It will download the Android SDK into this folder. We'll press next, and it's going to download everything we need for Flutter, the SDK tools, the SDK, and an Android emulator. Click finish, and it'll start downloading. This might take a few minutes. Okay, and it just finished downloading the SDK. We'll press finish, and now we are in Android Studio. So let's first press configure, and let's go to SDK manager, and then let's go to SDK tools, and now we'll select Google USB driver. We'll press OK. So now it says the following commands will be installed: Google USB driver 13, and we'll click OK and accept the agreement. Press next, So what this Google USB driver is for is if you want to plug in your Android device into Android Studio and see the app that you're building on your device. And we'll click Finish. Okay, so now we'll install the Flutter plugin. We'll press the Configure gear icon over here. Press Plugins. Make sure to go to Marketplace. And let's search Flutter. Press on Flutter. Press Install. This requires Dart. Press Install. So that is now installing the Dart plugin as well, which we need for Flutter to work. And it says restart IDE, and we will restart IDE. Okay, and now you'll notice something. Android Studio looks a little different. There is a Start New Flutter Project button. So let's go ahead and press that. We'll select Flutter Application. Okay, and we'll see that the Flutter SDK path is empty. So let's choose our SDK path to be where we installed Flutter. Might still have it copied, so if I press paste, perfect. So this is the folder I saved my Flutter. I can press OK. The project location, this is where Android Studio will store your project. I'm going to leave it the way it is, but if you want to put it somewhere else, just press the little folder here and you can put it somewhere else. Let's press next. We will keep this the way it is and we'll press finish. And there we go, we are up and running, but there's one more thing we need to do. Let's use an emulator and run this Flutter program. So let's open the AVD manager and let's create a virtual device. So what this is these are a list of virtual phones you can have on your computer, and you can see your apps on these phones. I will choose the Pixel 3 since that seems to be the newest Pixel that's on here, unless the Pixel 3a is newer, and I'll press next. You only need to download one of these. So what they do is they have different versions of Android. I'm going to pick the latest version of Android. And you can pick whatever. Let's press accept. You should ideally pick the minimum Android version you want to support. Okay, awesome. We just finished installing our emulator. So let's press finish. Press next. You could give it a custom name if you would like. It's telling me to install Haxum, and that's for better emulation performance. So let's install it as well. I'm just going to go with the recommended. I'll press next. I'll press yes. Okay, and now that's finished. So we can press finish, and we can press finish. Awesome. So we can press X here, and actually let's open the AVD manager again. Let's press play. Okay, now start. VTX is disabled in BIOS. Okay, so unfortunately we've hit a little road bump here. It says VTX is disabled in BIOS. If you are lucky and this is not showing up for you, then you're good to go and you can launch the simulator. Otherwise, you're in the same boat as me, and I will link a YouTube video in the description that tells you how to go into your UEFI BIOS and enable this VTX. Unfortunately, I can't show you this process because my computer is being weird and my keyboard and mouse does not work in my BIOS menu. And there's no firmware update for my computer since 2015, so I'm not sure how to fix that on my end. But I believe uh, you all won't be facing similar situation as me. And once you enable the setting in your BIOS, you'll be able to run the simulator. Also, if you would like to plug in your physical Android device into your computer and run your app onto your device, you'll have to go to your Android device's settings and enable developer options. This is something you're going to have to Google because it's specific to the Android version and phone you have. So it's like a little hidden option in your settings. So once you've enabled the developer options, you go into developer options and you look for the option that says USB debugging. You turn that on, and then when you plug in, then find a USB to plug your device into your computer, and your phone should automatically be recognized by Android Studio, and you can select it from the drop down menu of devices.